If you are starting this year feeling tired, worn out yet still holding on to faith, this prayer is for you. There is a type of tiredness that doesn't come from laziness. It comes from consistency. It comes from someone who has gone through difficult times without abandoning their faith. It comes from someone who has reached the end of a cycle sustained more by promise than by strength. And it is to this weariness that God looks this morning. Because the day dawns, but the soul doesn't always keep pace with the sun. The body awakens, but the heart still carries the weight of old battles. And yet, you get up. Yet you take a deep breath. Yet you choose to offer your prayer. Today, we are not starting this day pretending to be strong. We begin with the truth. Sir, here is someone who woke up tired. Not tired of living, never tired of believing, but tired of enduring for so long without deep rest. There are invisible marks in this awakening. There are nights that end without answers. There are questions that have pierced my pillow. There are hopes that have not died, but have learned to wait in silence. And yet, here we are. Your word says that prayer is offered in the morning. It doesn't say it needs to be beautiful. It doesn't say it needs to be long. It doesn't say it needs to be powerful. It only needs to be offered. Today, this person gives what they have. Give a heart that still believes even when exhausted. It offers a faith that doesn't shout but endures. It delivers a soul that may not know how to explain everything, but refuses to give up. Lord, you recognize the weariness that no one else sees. You know the accumulated weight of difficult decisions. You know how many times that person smiled on the outside while struggling on the inside. And yet, your mercy has not diminished. She renewed herself this morning. May this person understand something profound now. The day doesn't begin when the power comes back on. The day begins when the dependency is declared. Therefore, this morning, we did not declare self-sufficiency. We declare spiritual vigilance. To be vigilant is to acknowledge that there are invisible threats. To be vigilant is to understand that thoughts also attack. To be vigilant is to not allow discouragement to rule the start of the day. Lord, protect the mind that wakes up weary. Keep away thoughts that try to anticipate defeats. Guard your heart against comparison, against haste, against guilt for not being better. Today, this morning, there will be no court hearing. It will be an altar. There are no accusations here. Delivery available here. May all unnecessary burdens be recognized and left before you. May all unrealistic expectations be dissolved by your truth. May all anxiety about the future be interrupted by daily confidence. Teach this person how to live in the present. Not the entire month, not all year round, but today. Because your grace was never promised in stock. She always arrives in daily portions. If this body awoke weary, may its soul find rest in you. If your mind is confused when you wake up, may your peace guide your thoughts. If the heart awakens sensitive, may your presence be a refuge. Today, we are not running. Today, we're aligned. We aligned expectations. We aligned emotions. We align our breathing with our confidence. May this morning mark a silent change, not necessarily external but internal. May the person praying now understand there is no such thing as failure in needing rest. There's no shame in admitting your limitations. There is no loss of faith in acknowledging fatigue. There is maturity, there is truth to that. There is growth. And just as the day dawns slowly, may hope also rise little by little. No pressure, no comparison, without guilt. May this morning be enough. May this step be enough. May this prayer be enough because you are present. And where you are, a fresh start is possible. There comes a point in the journey when the tiredness ceases to be physical and becomes existential. It's not just the body that weighs. It is the heart that finds it difficult to continue feeling. It is the soul that realizes it has already given everything it had, and yet the journey continues. David arrives at exactly that place. He's not speaking like a beginner in the faith. He speaks as someone who has seen God act, has won battles, has been delivered, has been exalted, has been humbled, has been persecuted, and has been restored. And yet, a day comes when he admits, the flesh fails, the heart fails. This confession does not distance him from God. On the contrary, it anchors it even deeper. Because David understands something that only those who are truly weary learn. There comes a point where faith is no longer based on emotion, nor on expectation, nor on results. It is sustained by the character of God. When David says that his flesh fails, he is acknowledging limitations. When he says his heart fails him, he is admitting to emotional fragility. But when he declares that God remains as a stronghold, he is affirming a spiritual choice. Today, this prayer reaches people who are in that exact same place. You haven't lost faith. You've just reached the point where it no longer depends on how you feel. There are days when the heart wakes up heavy without knowing why. There are days when enthusiasm doesn't match obedience. There are days when continuing seems harder than starting. David was there, and he didn't romanticize that state. He didn't pretend to be okay. He didn't try to convince himself of a strength he didn't feel. He leaned on it. Mature faith is not faith that never fails. She's the one who knows where to turn for support when all else fails. David doesn't say, "God is my emotion." He says, "God is my strength." Fortaleza is not a place for parties. It's a place of refuge. It is a place of resistance. It's a place one enters wounded, tired, sometimes in silence. And perhaps this is exactly the spiritual place where you are right now. You're not celebrating. You are resisting. You're not full of plans. You are staying true to yourself. You are not strong, but you didn't give up. This is not weakness, that's quiet perseverance. David also declares that God is his inheritance. This means that, even when everything seems unstable, he chooses to remember that what sustains him is not fleeting. Inheritance doesn't depend on the day. It doesn't depend on the mood. It doesn't depend on the scenario. She remains. When the heart fails, God remains. When the flesh fails, God remains. When the answers don't come, God remains. When time passes and the promise seems distant, God remains. This note is a reminder for those who started this new cycle tired, but not empty. You may be exhausted, but you are not abandoned. You may be on the edge, but you're not without reason. The fortress doesn't require you to be in one piece to enter. It exists precisely for when you're not around. Today, God is not asking you to perform. He offers you support. He doesn't ask you for explanations. He offers you his presence. It doesn't ask you to rush, it offers you permanence. If your heart faltered at some points during the last cycle, that doesn't invalidate your journey. It simply means that you have reached the point where only God can continue to sustain you. And he remains, even when you don't feel it, even when you don't understand, even when you can only take one step at a time. David followed. Not because I was strong, but that's because God hasn't changed. And just as it was with him, so it will be with you. Not by the strength of the flesh, not because of emotional resilience, but because of the faithfulness of a God who does not withdraw when the heart fails. There comes a point when planning too much becomes more exhausting than taking action. Excessive expectations are a burden. The accumulation of unmet goals is exhausting. And the new year begins. But the heart still carries the memory of attempts that didn't work out. This is precisely where this verse becomes practical. Committing your plans to the Lord is not a symbolic act. It's an internal government change. Because while the plans are solely in your hands, they depend on your strength. But when they are handed over, they become dependent on God's faithfulness. Today, this prayer does not invite you to make perfect lists. It invites you to ease your heart. Perhaps you started the year with less enthusiasm than you would have liked. Perhaps the promises are more silent now. Perhaps faith is strong, but tired of sustaining expectations alone. To surrender is to acknowledge limits without guilt. That is to say, I thought, I dreamed, I tried, but now I lay it all before you. This is a simple yet profound prophetic gesture. Because the text doesn't say that God establishes vague intentions, he establishes delivered plans. Plans that have passed the test of humility. Plans that weren't born solely from anxiety. Plans that don't require rushing to prove their value. This new year doesn't have to start at full strength. He needs to start with alignment. To deliver is to align. Align expectations with reality. Align rhythm with purpose. Aligning faith with daily obedience. Perhaps you don't know exactly how this year will unfold, but you can decide how it starts. It begins with surrender. It begins with inner peace. It starts with practical confidence. Today, deliver the plans you understand. Give away those you can no longer support as well. Give those who were born right and those who need to be corrected. Deliver without fear of losing your identity, because God doesn't erase who you are. It establishes what truly remains. This block is a call for responsible lightness. You keep walking, you continue to obey, but he does not bear the weight of the future alone. When the plans are delivered, anxiety fades. When the plans are delivered, the comparison loses its power. When the plans are delivered, the heart finds order. This year will not be measured solely by visible achievements. It will be marked by internal decisions, through silent choices, for daily loyalty. Perhaps the greatest prophetic act at the start of this year is not to move forward, but to trust. Trust that God knows how to establish what you cannot control. Trust that He is not late. Trust that the process is also part of the care. Giving up doesn't mean abandoning the future. It's about protecting your heart on the way to it. Today, this new cycle begins like this, with less pressure, with more truth, with plans placed in the right hands. And when the plans are in the Lord's hands, they don't weigh anything, they mature. Now, I want you to stop for a moment and be honest with yourself. Where are you on your journey today? Are you excited or just persevering? Are you confident or simply loyal? Do you feel strength or just commitment? Don't reply too quickly. This question is not meant to be asked aloud. She is meant to be recognized in the heart. Because there are people who keep walking, not because they are doing well, but because they know in whom they have placed their trust. And that too is faith. Perhaps you've started things that you haven't yet been able to finish. Perhaps there are promises that seem unfinished. Perhaps you started other cycles well, and today you wonder where you lost your momentum. This verse does not accuse you. He sustains you. God does not begin works on impulse. It begins with intention, and what He begins, He takes responsibility for finishing. This means that tiredness doesn't derail the plan. Taking a break doesn't negate the purpose. Silence does not indicate abandonment. There is a work in progress within you. Even when you can't see any progress, even when it seems like nothing has changed on the outside, conscious faith understands this. Not everything that is being done is visible now. Perhaps you expected to be further away. Perhaps He thought He was stronger. Perhaps He thought He had already overcome certain struggles. But God doesn't measure His work by His schedule. He works in depth before working on the obvious. Now allow yourself to hear this truth without resistance. God did not give up on you halfway through the process. If you're still here, it's because the work continues. If you are still praying, even when tired, it is because the work continues. If you still choose to trust even without answers, it's because the work continues. This is the point at which faith ceases to be emotional and becomes conscious. You don't trust because you feel it. You trust because you know. You know that He started it. You know that He is watching. You know that He ends it. And perhaps this is the most honest invitation of this group. Don't abandon the process because you don't recognize the pace. You don't need to understand every step. You just need to stay. If this prayer has spoken to you, if these words resonate with what you are experiencing today, remain. Keep listening. Keep praying. Keep nurturing the faith that doesn't make noise, but sustains. Because there are many people who need to learn this at the start of the year. Continuing is also a form of victory. And while you remain, God works. While you rest in Him, the work progresses. As long as you trust, even when tired, what He started continues to be built. Nothing is lost. Nothing was in vain. Nothing was forgotten. The good work continues. Sir, we have reached the end of this prayer, not as one who completes a task, but as one who surrenders completely before you. Here is a tired but surrendered life. Here is a heart that has been through more than it ever thought possible. Here is someone who didn't arrive whole, but arrived with faith, and that is enough before you. Today, we do not pray from strength. We pray from the love that sustains us. Because your word doesn't say that we are victorious when everything works together for us. She says we are more than conquerors in all things, even the ones that hurt, including those we don't yet understand, even those that made us think we couldn't take it anymore. Lord, renew now the inner being of the one who prays. No rush, not with any requirement, but with presence. Where there has been emotional strain, it brings rest. Where there were silent wounds, it brings healing. Where there has been spiritual overload, it brings relief. Where there was blame for not being able to move forward faster, there is humor. Let all comparisons fall apart now. May all internal accusations be silenced. May every voice that says it wasn't enough lose its authority, because your love never measured value by performance. Today, we send this person into this new cycle not as someone who needs to prove something, But as someone who has been supported this far, may she walk through the process without fear of ordinary days, without fear of still needing rest. May she understand that being more than a conqueror doesn't mean winning every external battle, but not losing one's identity amidst them. May faith endure even when emotions waver. May trust remain even when answers are slow in coming. May the heart find stability, not in circumstances, but in you. Lord, send this person away in peace, not the peace of the absence of problems, but the peace of someone who knows they are not walking alone. May each day of this new year be lived with awareness, not anxiety, with dependence, not with weight, with loyalty, not with excessive charges. If there are struggles, let there be discernment. If there is weariness, may there be rest in you. If there is silence, let there be trust. Today we seal this prayer with gratitude. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for still believing. Thank you because despite everything we remain, and by remaining in you we are more than conquerors. Amen.